Hello, and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of June 6th. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast, we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Catherine and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. This week, we are kicking off a new watch, Season 2 of Girls5Eva, since we had a lot of fun on Season 1. So this week, we will be talking about Season 2, Episode 1, Album Mode, and Episode 2, Triumphant Return to the Studio. It continues to be just a silly delight.
Yes.
With lots of good song parodies. Goes down very easy. Sticks around not so much. So
Right.
We're recording fairly soon after I watched it, and yet even so, the fizz is just floating up and out of my brain.
Yeah, so far we haven't had a song like New York Lonely Boy that
classic,
sticks
yes.
with you. It's only been 2 episodes, so we'll give them a little time.
What's the one Andrew Reynolds sang in the second episode? Summer turns into fall or something like that. That was pretty clever.
Yes.
But that's getting ahead of ourselves. Album Mode just sort of reorients us to the Girls5Eva universe. They have gotten themselves a record deal with some company owned by the Property Brothers.
Right.
For no reason other than that, it's fun to make a joke about the Property Brothers.
Right.
They're just throwing darts. And one of them's stuck in the ass of a Property Brothers. So that's who the record company is owned by. But they're competing against some slimy-looking boy band for the, title of hottest act at the record label and the one that's going to get all the promotion.
Right.
So they do their best to attract eyeballs at this listening party, including a move by Gloria that I didn't quite see, but resulted in her blowing out her knee.
Right.
An easy thing to happen to people of a certain age.
Yes.
Is she supposed to be significantly older than the other girls?
It seems like...
It seems like she is, but I don't know how that would have happened back when they were a team.
Right, back when they were all a girl group.
Right.
Yeah. Unclear.
Yes, but anyway, as somebody who recently fell and then, sprained an ankle doing something that I would have just bounced off the ground doing before.
Right.
I am sympathetic to her plight.
Yes.
And so this sort of hangs it up because really she should have knee surgery and be out of commission for 12 weeks. But they're supposed to have an album done in 6, and they're supposed to now start going out and doing all this promotion. So, originally Gloria decides to just drug herself up and she'll be fine.
Right. Give her some steroids and it should be fine.
And then she has to walk up 2 big flights of stairs, so she takes 3 of something that causes her to turn into a drugged out.
Percocet is what she takes.
Yeah, right. Yes. So then she is hilariously
wackadoodle. On a podcast hosted by James Monroe Iglehart is the actor.
Oh.
I looked it up because I was like, that guy's so familiar.
I know.
Who is that? And so they just continue the tradition of Girls5Eva of Hamilton adjacent people.
Absolutely.
Because he
was
played
Jefferson somewhere.
I believe he played Jefferson on Broadway.
Yes, I believe that's correct. And also the genie in Aladdin.
Yes, correct.
More famously. So, I did not recognize him. How fun.
Yeah, so Renee Elise Goldsberry, Andrew Reynolds,
Yes.
Daniel Breaker, who plays Dawn's husband, they have all been in Hamilton.
Yes,
so.
yes. This may be another one of those Broadway actor...
Employment projects,
yes. Like the Gilded Age. But we are here for it. That is just fine.
Definitely here for it.
So she, goes way off script on this podcast, and then they realize that really they have to allow her to fix her knee. And so the promotion all goes to the slimy boy band. But, they stuck together. They stood up for themselves. What else happened in that first one? Was the first one where Wiki, right? Mm-hmm. Is Renee Elise Goldsberry's character.
Yes.
Wiki is just like randomly flash dating Tim Meadows and then rejecting him.
Yes. She gets on this dating app called Raya, which is a real thing.
Yeah.
That's like celebrities only.
Uh-huh.
And there's also a funny little bit where the Daniel Breaker character it thinks she's talking about the movie Raya and the Last Dragon. So they have a little misunderstanding there.
All of that went over my head, but I'm happy to have it explicated for me.
There you go. That is what happened. So
I need a little runner at the bottom for people who are not hooked into pop culture. I'm going to interrupt you for a second just to say, when I started watching this, for some reason, it had some sort of caption thing turned on where it was describing the action for me. And it was like, I was on through the credits and it was like saying the words that came up before Girls5Eva rising on the screen. And I was like, what is this? Whoa. Is this like a joke? Because it's possible that it could be a joke.
Yeah.
Totally possible. You didn't have that in yours, did you?
No. And you're not talking about subtitles. You're talking about it was saying what was happening.
It was a sort of a robot voice saying, 4 women dancing. Words coming up on the screen that say Girls5Eva.
Oh boy.
I must have hit the right thing to turn it off. I have no idea how I did it. If it happens again, I won't know what to do. But so when I say I need a little help with pop cultural references, I totally don't need somebody to describe
I don't need that.
I'm glad it exists for people who need it. Mm-hmm. But it should be turned off by default.
Yes.
Anyway, go ahead. So this was this Raya dating app.
Right. So she briefly dates Tim Meadows from the app, but Wiki just wanted like the high of dumping him. Yes. So she did.
Twice, I believe.
Yeah. Well, she tried a second time, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm already dating this other person." So,
well, I guess she was going to go and actually have a relationship, but it was too late.
Right. So she missed her chance.
Yes, but in addition to random Hamilton adjacent figures, just random showbiz people.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And always fun. And
just like in the aforementioned New York Lonely Boy.
Right. Yes.
That was fun. Like actors and grown.
Yeah. What's that? John Slattery, right?
Yes, yes.
And I think he's married to Talia Balsam? I think they're both actors.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so that's fun. It's like they put little captions up on that. Do you recognize this is a real thing?
Right.
For the youngsters.
Mm-hmm.
But so was that pretty much everything in the first one?
I think
this is the problem with watching 2 is it's hard to separate things out.
Yes.
But y'all won't mind if we slop some of one episode onto another. I trust it. That seems like a very Girls5Eva thing to do.
Right. And as you said, these go down very easily.
Trip from one to the next.
Yeah. Break
one's knee. So then the second one, Triumphant Return to the Studio. Mm-hmm. They, as you might guess from the title, go to the studio to start working on their album.
Their album.
And they have they expect to have an engineer, but instead they have a producer who has opinions, which Dawn, Sarah Bareilles' character, does not appreciate, even though what she has written for their blockbuster opening song is 8 minutes of puns using the word set.
Right.
Well, not puns so much as trying to use every possible definition of set.
Right. And try to tell someone's, entire life story. One of those songs, which I am guessing Sarah Bareilles might have at some point in her career written. So, yes. Dawn gets a little defensive.
Knowing self-parody.
Yes. She's a little defensive because he's right.
Yeah. It's a man. It's a man interfering in their art.
Yes.
Just like the old guy, but of course he's not at all like the other guy who has useful opinions,
right?
And makes it sound like a song that might actually get recorded and be a hit for Girls5Eva. So it's difficult, though. The hardest thing as a creative is to have somebody edit you.
Right.
I both create and edit, and I have sympathy for the people whose words I'm changing, even as it is in fact my job. And every now and then I think, how would I feel if somebody made these changes in my manuscript?
Yeah.
I would be furious! That's how I would be. Somebody once changed an essay of mine from present tense to past tense, and I just...
What?
I fell through a real diva fit.
Good for you.
But I do it routinely to other people's stuff because they tell me to. Yeah. So, anyway, I feel you, Dawn. It's just not right. You know, your heart and your vocabulary were poured out for that opus. Mm-hmm. And now they're just cutting it up into sound bites.
Right.
And riffs.
Yes.
He has a Rolodex of riffs.
A Rolodex full of riffs. I mean, Renee Elise Goldsberry on this show, like...
Yes.
She just has zero vanity for playing the most vain person there is. Oh, I just enjoy her so much. I do too. Show.
She's very fun, and she sometimes just sucks all the oxygen out of the room, but that's okay because that's her character. Yes. But she had a whole subplot about her feet, that she has one beautiful, perfect, chiseled by, Michelangelo foot, and then one bad foot, and the bad foot accidentally gets on the camera, and it's a major scandal because everything is a major big deal for her.
Right.
And she finally decides to love that foot and gives a great soliloquy about how this is her strong foot, and it has done this, and it has kicked this person, and it has kicked down this door, and it has done all these things. And then the paparazzi are like, oh, well, if you're not embarrassed, it's not interesting
Right,
anymore.
we no longer care.
One guy gives her an encouraging word before he leaves.
Yeah.
But that is fun, and she sets up a site for people to share the unsightly parts of their body that they've always concealed. Which would be popular, I think. And then there's also the whole drama of... Who's Busy Phillips' character?
Oh, Summer.
I just want to share here on the podcast that the person who remembers all the names of characters on this podcast is Catherine. I cut out the parts where I ask her, what is that character's name? Just to speed things along. But she should get props for always knowing when I ask. Never failing to know. Enjoy that memory. You got it for maybe about 10 more years.
A couple more years.
But, and now I've forgotten it again.
Summer.
Summer is getting a divorce from...
Kev.
Her husband.
Yes.
Played by Andrew Rannells. With hair just over his eye. Just so.
Yes.
And he doesn't want to give up... He doesn't mind divorcing her, but he doesn't want to give up all their followers.
Right.
And their fans. And so he proposes that they just do their own thing in life, but still act like they're together. And she tries to go along with that by flirting with just a random construction dude on the street.
Right.
And...
Of course, the picture gets out.
And then...
Kev
uses it to make a big... video of how she cheated on him, and that's why they have to break up, and just really sold her out entirely. With a very catchy song, though.
Yes. But then they come, and at first she's, of course, very upset because he's, treated her this way. But then he kind of they come to an agreement where he gets the fans and she gets literally everything else.
Except he gets to stay in the basement.
Right. She's like, I want the house, the cars, the money, the kid, everything. And you can have the TikTok fans or whoever those people are.
And he's cool with that.
Yeah.
Because he's ridiculous.
He's ridiculous. Because he has lost all his hermit crabs, too. Yes. So he's real sad about that.
Speaking of Vanity Free, tip of the hat to him as well.
Exactly. Oh, my goodness.
Unashamed to be just a completely ridiculous individual.
Yes.
But...
By far. So... I mean, they all... Dawn is usually supposed to be kind of the voice of reason.
Yes.
And yet.
Yeah, her things are more down to earth and relatable.
For sure, yes.
Yes. Such as, for example, trying to get the text chain about their kids' karate to go to the dads as well as the moms.
Right.
So the moms don't always have to do it, but of course, it just, as much as she tries to introduce her husband into the text chain, it always, I guess text or email, it always goes to just her, so she has to confront the woman who's doing it.
Right.
Who then is like, am I sexist?
Yes. She sends her into a bit of a crisis.
That's right.
That's what she needed.
Yes, but then she's also worried that if she has all the text numbers of the dads, she might hook up with them, which apparently is what happens. But
right.
We will assume that Dawn's husband is not going to.
No, he's a stand-up guy.
He's a stand-up guy, no matter how ridiculous his wife's life gets.
Yeah. And the fact that Wiki Renee Elise Goldsberry is living with them, her and her giant piano are in their apartment.
He is a long-suffering dude.
Yes.
But he's happy, I guess.
Yeah.
And now he's in charge of the karate guy.
Yes.
So, anything else you want to say about these two episodes?
I don't think so. I'm glad to be back. It's just pure silliness. And
they are delightful souffles of comedy.
Yes.
And very tasty while consumed, and then sort of gone.
Yes.
But that's fine. I don't mind that. We've just gone through 8 weeks of people pining for each other.
Right.
Terrible, terrible things happening.
Scandals left and right.
Yes. Friend breakups, all sorts of sadness and melancholy. So, let's just see people being silly. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And so we will continue to. Next week, we're going to watch the next 2 episodes of the season. Who you, of course, being the letter U, and can't wait, to, of course, being the number 2.
Right.
I'm providing the same service that Peacock was providing by giving...
narrating specifically what is going on.
Exactly. And that is going to be it for our round 2 today. 2, of course, is a numeral. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye, Terry.
Goodbye, everybody.